Alright. Try to get the last couple levels here. Yeah, I've been experimenting with a couple different weapon options for Rogue, but I'm just gonna go back to the axe, I think, because not really much of a contest between current options. Which the axe does currently have a 33% DPS buff for what it's supposed to have. So developers did confirm that the axe's whirl is supposed to be doing 75% weapon damage, but it's currently doing 100%. So imagine next patch that's gonna get taken back down, or the heck is gonna be adjusted. I imagine it's going to be corrected, though. Early book, though. This has come back after a failed run. I don't care that much about this. Okay, so I caught myself all the way back up. Alright, that being said, I mean, it's a quick call. Just grab the things and go. I could have done a skip and had a really short run, but not so trustful of my dodging skills on a fat Thanksgiving stomach. So let's see. Hopefully got all the movement speed already. Dash. Yep. I can help. That damage reduction is doing really good on these low levels where you basically don't take damage anyway. One ball and pick up experience. I want that. Habit, I guess. They don't even work that much. I have gotten decent defensive options this time around. I'm gonna take out all your health. That's convenient. Definitely help me out. Dark Falls. Crowning achievement that brings me up to 5,500 weapon power. Not see this, I did not get critical dash. Was almost bad. Alright, good catch up run. Yeah, I do have an auto hotkey for the uh, so I only spam the daggers every 1 second instead of on cooldown. But that's basically the only thing for this build that I have something set for. Um, I could manually do it, but you know it's more focus, and I don't think it's that big a deal. So. All right, what was I looking at? Oh yeah, 24 minutes for the catch up. Not bad. I got a lot of shields in that run. And I'll go. There. Just putting this in Discord chat if anybody else wants to hang out. All right, there. Now I think I got everything set up so I can view things correctly. Yeah, the auto hotkey script is basically I have it in the tutorial guide I have on their Discord. I'll post it real quick. Will it let me send something this long? We'll find out. No. Okay, maybe I'll add it to the that's what I'll do. I'll get the link to it. There we go. And a lot of dud options there. Oh well. It happens. Mm-hmm. One or two. And there's a second one up there. Alright. Yeah, I'll take it. Okay, fine. Actually. Like right now. Right now, so Negative memory, not negative effect. Okay. Uh, yes. Anything that is attack speed based will decrease the cooldown on your offhand attacks. So the drum's providing a ton of attack speed, um, a whopping 120% attack speed, does significantly decrease the cooldown there. As well as the rate of attacks on that cooldown. So it's double dips. Oh, Book of Alignment, that's great. Green item's a lot better. I was just considering the white one because I'm not going to find any more white items. But 20% is a lot bigger than 10. So, yeah, drums is one of the best items in the game for both casting and weapon builds, just because of how massive the amount is. It's 120% cast speed and 120% attack speed, as long as you attack with it twice in 2 seconds. Which is pretty much the reason that there's a 1-second cooldown on the Fan of Knives and that macro for my off-the-part main hand attack. Only care about keeping drums up. That's not narrow true. For a rogue, I also care about slicing dice. But slicing dice is literally half the benefit that drums give. Although you will always have slicing dice. So. Yeah, I'll take both ways. Spiders, great. Yeah, the normal default time for the act cooldown, assuming you have no attack speed, would be 4.5 seconds. But because Rogue also gets a ton, and there's just some passive stuff that you have on gear versus what you get from upgrades in the town, you're never going to actually see it take the full 4.5 seconds for that. What is it at? Check. Yeah. Like with Barking Mad, Town, Torque Alacrity, that's just a passive 70%, plus 60% from Slice and Dice brings up to 230, which brings up to 350 with drums. So basically divide the 4.5 by 3.5, and that becomes your new attack speed, or your new cooldown for the spinning. So it brings it down to a little bit over a second. Just like everything else, I guess the drums were about a 33% increase, or decrease. But that's with having a bunch of other items. Like I said, I already had Torque of Alacrity, and Rogue has Slice and Dice. Not every class is going to be that lucky on attack speed. If I was wearing leather gear, I'd also have a little bit more, but Transmutation Wizard is pretty much the only one that can do that. Unless you're pretty low level. Almost didn't see that. Alright, there we go. Oh, I clicked something. Alright, let's get some slides. Side steps in there. There's the other one. Can you see that? I'll take it out. None of those are good, but I will upgrade green to blue. Or bad green to bad blue, I should say. Drums there, I would have definitely not picked. One more piece of the soldier set, and I'll have more crits, so I didn't want to give that up, even though the current parry chances are freaking useless. Where gotten both secrets. No, I've only gotten one, but keep them count the other. Those are not useful, but getting another adrenaline, in case I have to give one up for a trade later, could potentially be useful. One is the same as 3 upgrades for that. You don't care about the spells, you only care about the spells proccing. Slice and dice. I've not seen any more secrets. It's probably by the exit. Or maybe not. Alright. Doesn't bother me. Where is it? Alright, I found it. Have to be on the complete opposite side of our map. That's fine. I'm gonna go grab it. I did get this for experience anyway, so take that. That's only equivalent of more than 4 scrolls for those lightly packed enemies. Yeah, basically 20,000 experience for a freaking banner. Gosh. Silly. I'm take it off with my normal wings and work on that. I'm pressing the button when it's on. Oh, I can just grab this now. second medal. It is good experience boost. I don't want to put there. Yeah, I'm working with hail instead of carnage on the helm, so I'm doing a little bit less damage than usual. It's a little bit noticeable, but, you know, the additional cushion on HP, I think, is worth it at this level. I'm still playing like these arrows are gonna one-shot me. Like claw shot actuality. You like the two-shot thing. I'd have to have two archers next to each other. Get a split off. Still don't want it to happen. I don't want to waste 20 minutes of a run, but much less likely now. Game's giving me a bunch of corridors right after I said corridor stuff. Long stretches without any door to peek into. Oh, those are worthless. That helped. More dangerous. It's like all of them are charged at the same time. Oh, there it is. The secret. Offense and defense, and there's defense and offense, but I think I struck a good balance with that extra hail. I won't say no more defense though. Take that additional 20+% health. Although I think the apothecaries would have given me... Do I have 3 already? Or do I... Okay, it would have only given me a mana gain. Let's say if it would have given me the 30% additional health gain, that might have actually been a wiser choice. That's the 4th piece. That's kind of hard to do. But just 30% more regen when region is so plentiful at these levels is pretty significant. Makes it a lot harder to get 2 tap because you'll regain enough HP before the 2nd tap to get high enough. Ooh, gold, that's a good one. Don't run into crap. Oh, it probably wouldn't matter. Marines and Rogue is so I can eventually just not worry about traps. Getting close to that point. But I don't want to test it yet. The meta is pretty similar at this level. 2 different answers. The one that I hate playing because of the game style, and just not having much support behind it, is probably Paladin. Paladin plays the exact same way, it just is worse than every other class at doing it. So that one kind of struggles, and the armor isn't great. But I also don't very much like Sorcerer, because its guild bonus I have no purpose for. Yeah, because what am I going to do with more mana? See, I'm really chugging through it at the moment. Behind him. Much good. Oh my. Almost there. Good. I don't have to kill many beasts. I say that 50% is still like a good number of attacks. Yeah, because that was 10% right there. Yeah, Range is really the only class that feels different. I don't think that using a axe for them at the moment is better than using a bow, because they negate most of the downsides of using a bow. I've tried using a strength bow on them. It kind of feels alright. And that gives me a lot more physical trap resistance and resistance to physical damage on the early game mobs, which aren't too threatening, but you know, more of the run you can just turn brain off. The piercing damage on the special for the strength mode is also really nice, except for it's very inconvenient to use because of how the charge mechanics work. But if you have a macro setup, it's not bad. But I would not do that at all if I had to mentally time each time. Ow, ow. That was almost very bad. Okay, yeah, that's cap. Crap damage is certainly a thing on ghosts, in particular ghosts and crits. I don't think the other ones actually have strats. So you can get by without it, you just don't feel like doing the ghost crits, which I think are the longest maps anyway. I know that there's more floors on bandits, but the floors on the ghostly crypts are larger. So eh. You definitely notice the decrease in damage on Avatar. Of not running free carnage, that is. Oh, very close to 700. Just 2 more runs. Yeah, those are a bit long though, but that's alright. Gonna do the most fun part of the game. I passed the 1 billion gold donated threshold just a little bit ago. I should be getting 300% additional weapon damage here before too long. Let's see, where am I? Oh, almost 9.5 or 99.5. Anyway, yeah, very close. Yeah, I hate that formation. Takes so much time to get one chest. Not quite long enough that I'll just outright ignore. The good thing about having a build that only has a few perks that you need is that it doesn't matter if you pick a bunch of bad ones. Stop trading and okay. Do not get stuck on points there. Two right next to each other. Yeah, I guess it's worth the 2 seconds to hop in and out. You're that shadow curse is awesome. Thought I would just make it, but I just went. Oh, even better than tire. Wow, these are all really bad. Okay. I pressed accept twice, so hopefully drums isn't in there. I'm not gonna look. Base level experience. Looks like I haven't gotten 2 medals or book of alignment yet. That's I'll manage. Always fix it in the next run. Don't think I can spend too much time on wisps if I don't get them though. Oh, got my or my axe up to level. Or 5. A little bit more damage than spikes. Okay, there's drums. Nice.
Boo.
Oh no. Another person in
Hello.
chat.
Oh god, wait, you're actually live or something?
Yeah, I'm streaming.
Damn. I just figured I'd pop in because it's been an eternity. I haven't touched the game in a while.
Yep. I think they're still working on that roadmap. So I think you played a bit with Epics, right? You played with the Epic items, right?
I still haven't. That's the crazy thing.
Okay, well, there's been no big updates since then. That's been the last one.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen the stuff that I can't talk about, I guess, because you're live.
Yeah.
But when the current latest live patch was still on the beta, I remember I did want to hop on once, and then all the skills were broken that exact day. I couldn't actually do a run.
For 2 weeks.
Or was it? Yeah, it might have been for quite a while. I don't. It's been a while. I've just been gone. Actually, probably a good time to ask. Does the game run on Linux?
Oh my gosh, I died. I don't know.
Yeah, cause that's just been the question that comes up for every fucking game now. Because I switched over to Linux like a week or two ago. Partly because I was forced to have Windows 11 on my new laptop.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been switching over to using that more and more. Just to be less tied down. My PC's actually fully boxed up and packed away now. And yeah, all of this
I mean, I
don't
imagine at the
like the
very
fact
least
that I
with
have to be.
emulation it could, but let me see if it just
Yeah,
runs
I mean,
through.
I'll have to check because most things have been working fine. I mean, Factorio works flawlessly. And Monster Hunter as well, surprisingly smoothly. Oh. But yeah, I have been absorbed into the Linux world.
Yeah, they were saying that Proton on Linux should work at the very least. I think it had. I know that the newest Proton version Um, Sucked for a while, but I think they got past those issues because they were having some memory leak problems that just got expounded greatly. But that was like, I mean, I think that was like with the February release, so I don't know if they fixed any of that since then. I haven't had to run it on
And
Linux.
also just didn't have much time for any games as of late.
Fair. Yeah, that's fair.
You know, I'm starting to actually touch grass and have a fucking life.
Yeah,
Which
I should
is
probably do that at some point.
new. Yeah. Right now, I'm planning to get a pilot's license
Ooh, that
and then
sounds fun.
hopefully work up to being a commercial pilot. Hopefully.
Yeah, I know that's a stressful job. But pay's good.
Yeah, and I mean, getting there is stressful as well. I mean, yeah, pay is nice. I mean, it's not like the main factor, although that is definitely huge. Just doing a job that I just am passionate about, and basically, you know, with the amount of money that it pays, I basically never have to worry about money again. That would be a nice life.
Yeah, depending on your routes, it can really mess up with your circadian rhythm, though.
Yeah, definitely. Although there are very strict limits on like how long you can sleep and or how long you can fly in one go. So even if it, I mean, I'm already kind of the champion of fucking up my sleep schedule. So
Fair.
yeah, so you know, doing it in a way that actually is productive. You know. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely
Can't mess
like
up the sleep schedule if you don't have a sleep
considerations
schedule.
for. Yeah, exactly. Although I do have to really sort out my sleep schedule right now because my first actual like it was only been like in the works for like a few months. I fairly recently I was actually like terrified of flying, which is the funny thing. In June I went to visit some family by plane, and then on the flight home or after the flight home I decided I'm sick of just this tense feeling that I always get while I'm on a plane. So I decided to just delve deep into like the world of aviation to try to understand it as best as I can, because you know, if I understand it, then maybe I'll be less nervous about it.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I went full-blown autism into all of it, and now I want to become a pilot. And I'm having my first discovery flight on Sunday,
Nice. Yeah,
which is fun.
I have a weird thing where I'm extremely afraid of heights, like going up tall stairs and whatnot. But I can be like on a plane, perfectly fine, not a care in the world. Fears are weird sometimes.
Yeah. Kind of like that with like, I don't know. Syringes, in a way. Like I'm
Oh yeah.
fucking horrified by like medical syringes. But like, you know, anything like sharp, just like poking at you is fine. Like if I just get like a, you know, like a pin needle and just poke away at my own skin, or whatever fucking, that doesn't bother me. Don't know why I would do that, but just like the thought of that is like, doesn't really matter, but it's specifically just like medical syringes just freak me the fuck out.
Yeah, I guess their fears are fears because they don't make sense.
Yeah. I don't know, I think, the fear of flying, I think, made sense in terms of, like, the lack of understanding and the lack of control. Like, even though, statistically it's, like, orders of magnitude more dangerous to be in a car than on a
Driving to the
plane.
airport is more dangerous than being on the plane.
Yeah, like, significantly more dangerous.
As long as it's not Spirit Airlines.
What?
Sorry, I had to take a shot at Spirit Airlines. I was just saying, unless it's Spirit.
do they have a...
Their flight isn't that bad, it's just their customer service that's really bad.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I know Boeing's been in a bit of a nosedive in reputation in recent years. Which is a shame, because I do like Boeing's aircraft, but just very, very, corporate-brained decisions led to some very unsafe flights, to put it mildly.
You gotta be careful about which corners you cut.
Yeah. Weirdly, it's never the CEOs that get cut, even though that's technically like that's an argument that always comes up of like, whenever like people are losing jobs to automation, that is like, okay, why don't we just automate the job of the CEO? That's like,
because they're the ones that are making money.
seems a pretty automatable job. And that's, a huge portion of the company's money going there. I don't know, eat the rich or something.
Yeah, you know what they say. The function of an object is what it does. Businesses are made to make money for certain people. So automating that job doesn't fix the problem. That's what the purpose of the company is for. So you can't fix it by getting rid of those.
Yeah.
Like, the purpose of a McFlurry machine isn't to make McFlurries, it's to need repairs.
To give people diarrhea.
Well, that would
It's
only
my
get
only
everywhere.
experience with McFlurry. Is it just... I had it once and it destroyed my insides.
I luckily have not run into that. Then again, I can count the number of times I've had a McFlurry on both hands, so... And it's been years.
Well, I can count it on one finger.
Yeah, I mean, if the one time I had it, I had that circumstance, I probably wouldn't be getting another.
Yeah, I still wonder what the fuck happened there. Was it like some expired ingredients that they gave to me or some shit? That's my best guess.
I mean, it could even just be entirely coincidental. We got a stomach bug around
Yeah.
the same time.
Hmm. Hmm. Might need to. I'm interested. What if I just like disappear for like a few years and then I, come back to see how far Heroes of Hammerwatch II has come.
Yeah, I imagine there's
It's
going to
like
be
I
a
have been kind of
substantial change.
absent. Hmm?
I imagine it is going to be a substantial change once they get the Team 17 actually rolling on it for DLC and stuff.
Yeah, I do wonder, like, I don't know. There's still like just some fundamental stuff that I don't necessarily
Yeah.
like the way it's done. Obviously, maybe I would feel different with the epic gear. Maybe that changes how the gearing feels.
Not
But
particularly.
I'm more worried about it feeling like, upkeep that you have to kind of do constantly. And to get the right trait on all the right slots. And then you have to replace it every so often, and
Yeah, we're not at the point where Epic Gear has a lot of choices. And most of the slots is like, well, there's
yeah,
one good
is it
thing and
still
one
just
kind
like,
of okay thing.
yeah, is it kind of the same with the weapon balance at the moment?
I have no idea what you're
Like, it's
talking
just
about
like,
with weapon balance. Cough, 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 cough.
I'm just,
But the current rare weapons, yeah, everything devolves to axes or short bows.
yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Like, it's just like the big axe or the short swords. How's the big hammer doing?
It's
I assume it's
anti-meta.
just,
The problem with it is it does a lot of damage to a small area. The problem is you don't want to do a lot of damage to a small area. That's not what the game's about.
mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, Whirlwind just suits what the game needs better, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that any class can use any weapon kind of inherently makes that aspect, I think, less interesting in a way. I think that's something that I brought up in the past. In regards to like how it works in the first game, like there's as far as like end game scaling goes in Heroes of Hammerwatch 1, there's not a lot of variety. Pretty much just evolve into the same build. But the gameplay at least feels somewhat different. A ranger and a sorcerer and a paladin all kind of play differently.
Yeah, the problem, like, I think we've gone through the conversation before, the problem is multifolded. Like, the fact, like, if everything did devolve to weapons, you wouldn't care that classes could equip different weapons. But the fact that most of the toolkit of the classes just gets absolved into what passives give defense and what passives give offense makes it so that the fact that everybody can use the same weapons really like difference of the weapons really matter.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if it wasn't like the defining factor of what actually, is most of what your class is doing, basically, outside of just like passive or like self-buffing effects or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm. And of course, chapel donations. Fucking.
Hey, they fixed stone a bit at least. Kind of, for my level, not for everybody else's level. But the
Yeah,
fact
I
that it used to
still.
be exponential was like, you eventually make it so that damage doesn't matter at all very, very quickly. Well, very quickly, like 1,000 hours into the game quickly.
Quick.
Yeah. I mean, to the point where you become literally invincible, that's kind of quick.
I mean, I don't know how long that would take in the first game, because I'm sort of, even in like NG35 or whatever the fuck I played a little bit recently again. In the first game, I mean. It's, not far off on the horizon where it's like, not necessarily invulnerable, but just like, you're gaining armor and resist linearly. Your health keeps going up, but the amount of armor and resist you're losing is going down. So, I'm kind of on the edge of the point where I am actually becoming tankier with each NG instead of less tanky. Even without, like, taking blood rights into account. I just couldn't be bothered to do any blood writing. And you don't need to, either.
Yeah. Yeah, I think in the first game you could definitely hit that point quicker. But I also think that's because new games are easier to ascend. I would definitely say the Heroes of Hammerwatch II new games are a pain to keep across multiple characters.
Right, because you can't skip levels.
Yep.
And I mean, even with the like hand-me-down gear, it's. I completely forgot about the potions. I didn't play too much. I think I did play a fair bit after potions were added. Considering I already have an issue with the stat system and the way it works.
Oh, elixirs. Elixirs got it.
Yeah, elixirs. Yeah, that's what I meant. Forgot the name. Yeah, I mean, I'm already not a huge fan of the stat system.
I don't feel particularly badly like you do about it, but it does not feel too motivating. And I
think that's a better way of putting it. I'm like, it's like not.
I do have issues with the transmutation wizard though.
Yeah, transmutation just like, I mean, fucking pre-nerf transmutation when it gave int as well. Little silly.
Yeah. I mean, I don't use int anymore, so obviously they'd be the same. Like, just the fact
Yeah, I
that you
mean,
can.
I guess just weapons are just massively outscaling the spell
Yep.
stuff.
So basically, you still get the minimum gear requirement, and you can mix and match dex and strength gear. Uh, and then you just put everything else into vitality. Which ends up, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, my transmutation wizard has 30,000 health.
Well, yeah, because you barely need to put any in strength and dex, I guess.
Yep. It's like for making the stat attributes as important as they are for the gear, giving only one subclass the option to completely ignore them feels really silly to me.
Yeah.
And then also make that the subclass that doesn't
I
care about experience, or the class doesn't care about experience because they get a passive that gives them 100% extra experience.
Yeah, the double XP as well. That's another thing. Like, that's another thing I generally don't like. I don't agree with the anti-carrying nerf to XP.
That's been rolled back a lot.
I mean, yeah, I think was it like 20 level gap is now the thing instead of a 10 level thing
It's very
gap,
complicated
something
now.
like that. Okay, I don't
But
know if
also
it's
the
been
worst-
changed more significantly.
Yeah. They also made it so that the lowest percent that you can get is 25 instead of 10. But there's math behind it.
Okay.
Like, it's a percentage of your current level above or below. It's not easy for me to explain it.
Yeah, okay, so it's less like just like for flat 10 levels and then you're fucked or whatever. So the higher you go, the more of a level gap you can have before it penalizes you.
Yep, and I just realized I was talking, forgot to fill up on potions. Man, I'm gonna think I'm gonna end the stream. I'll still be on chat for a bit, but I'm sucking. I don't need to show off how bad I'm doing.
Uh,
So let me end that real quick. Bye, the two people that are watching.